So your parents don't want you to join the military. And I get this all the time. What's gonna change, or what would make you decide more so to do the military versus going to college, or what your parents want? Stay tuned if you want someone that's not a recruiter, not your family, has no bias towards what you do or don't do, because I really don't care. But I think this may help out some people. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below if you have questions. But as always, let's roll right into the topic, and that is your parents don't want you to join the military. And I've made videos with my mom in the past, not really about this. I don't think. It was something kind of different. Not much traction on that. A hard challenge for people that are coming into the military, because you're 18 to 22 years old. So that's the average age of people that are joining. And realistically, this is your first big step for a lot of people. Or you may have already went to college and now you're making the step to join the military, and you're asking yourself, should you do this without the support of your family? Because a lot of times they think of one thing: you on the front lines. And yes, that can be scary, but let's dissect this a little bit more. A hard challenge for people that are coming into the military, because you're 18 to 22 years old. So that's the average age of people that are joining. And realistically, this is your first big step for a lot of people. Or you may have already went to college and now you're making the step to join the military, and you're asking yourself, should you do this without the support of your family? Because a lot of times they think of one thing: you on the front lines. And yes, that can be scary, but let's dissect this a little bit more. Reality for the parents, I get it. Again, not a recruiter. This is your baby. Obviously, you have those apprehensions of not wanting your kid to go to war, things like that. I understand that, right? But you're also wanting this kid to also mature, make their own decisions, and learn to live with them. So this is a fine balance. And realistically, for the kids, it doesn't require the military for you to grow up. It just takes a little maturity in you making smart decisions. And sometimes that requires you to say, I'm going to be disciplined and achieve X, Y, or Z goal. If you use the military for that, amazing, great, awesome. But if you don't, it's not required either for a lot of things that you want to do. And when there's a will, there's a way. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. You know, I want to make sure that's evident in this. But I want to go in this video more so for the person that's joining, because those are the people that are contacting me, not the parents that don't want their kid to join. So let's dive into this. So when you are a fresh adult, you have learned a lot about the world of being black and white. And I feel like once you're kind of in high school, you start to see these gray areas. And there's areas where there is no black or white. There's no right or wrong answer. Now with that comes decision making. And because whether you fall in the gray area between black and white and you make a decision, you have to stick with it. Fall on your sword. That's what I tell these kids every time they write me. And that's because say you do follow what your parents say. Say that you go to college, you try a semester, 2 semesters, hell, you may even do 2 years. And then you finally realize, I didn't do that well in school, I don't like doing this, and I only did this for my parents and not for myself. Now you are having resentment towards your parents because you probably don't like the fact that they convinced you to go do something you didn't want to do, and you've already been doing a lot of what you didn't want to do your whole childhood. So then you finally do that. And now you're like, okay, I'm gonna join the military. You watch my videos, awesome. Now you're also gonna have self-hatred or self-guilt or doubt or whatever you wanna call it, of why you didn't follow your dreams, why you didn't do what you wanted to do, because you were going to end up there anyway. Truthfully, it sucks, because then you end up hating two people. You are hating on your parents, you're hating on yourself. Where I say, if you're wanting to join the military and your parents don't want you to, cut it down and make it to where you can only hate yourself at the end of the day. So if you're in this situation, you can really only hate yourself if the military doesn't turn out how you wanted it to. And then the other flip side of it is you get to also choose whether you win or lose. Because if you put 100% into it and you're winning, you can look back at your parents and say, I told you so. But if you do the college route where something you're not really interested in, chances are you're probably not going to give 100% there. You're going to end up not doing as well and then tell your parents, see, I told you so. And then you end up in the same boat anyway, because you've already dictated that your future was going to be what it was going to be, because you weren't going to give the 100% that they wanted. You did what they wanted and you gave them time. So respect, understand. Obviously your parents are a huge part of you growing up. You guys probably haven't seen my story. If you guys haven't, I'll card it up there so you can kind of get where I'm coming from. Obviously very different. There's a lot of different backgrounds, but I want you to understand that this is your decision. You guys are becoming adults. You guys very fast, you know, out of high school where you had no responsibility to 100% accountability can be overwhelming. But you have to understand, if you're gonna do this, you gotta give it 100%. You gotta stick with it. And the main thing I want to portray in this is that if you are that kid that did what your parents wanted you to do and go to college, or you are the person that sat around for a couple years, have you ever talked to a person that's retired already and you asked them their story? Or if you've asked somebody that was in the military what their journey was, a lot of times it does this. It zigzags, because there's no exact linear bird shot to get exactly where you want to be at. Give the analogy of when you drive your car, you don't just get to drive straight across water and do like a bird's eye shot to your destination. You have to make lefts, rights. You're going to make diversions. You're going to make stoplights and stop signs, and you're going to have a lot of things that get in your way between you and that final destination, but that doesn't mean you don't get to the final destination. So if you make the military a stepping stone for you, like I said, if that's going to get to your final destination, awesome. Just realize the military may be a diversion or may not be the most streamlined path, because there's two things in this world that you will likely give up: time or money. And so if you want to go to college, not on the Navy's dime, by sacrificing 4, 5, 6 years, cool, you're going to pay for that. But if you join the military, you're going to pay in time. You could gain some other stuff as well, but understand those two go hand in hand of what you're going to give up. So don't be mad when you join the military and you feel like a sitting duck. Like I said, there's stop signs, there's stoplights, there's stuff that happens along the way. Understand your course is not going to be a straight beeline path, as many people do think. But if you do have questions about the military, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.